Rakuri caught a huge fish, but the pull from the other end of the line was so strong that no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't reel it in. It was clear right away that he had hooked something massive. Even though he used all his strength, the fish wasn't budging. Luckily, his brother Kurila was there to help him out. When Kurila joined in, he was a bit surprised by the force of the pull from underwater. You could tell from his facial expression how much effort it took. The fish was probably at least 7 or 8 kilos. They only managed to pull in a few meters of line, and Rakuri felt like his hands were about to give out from the pressure. But the reason they were out there in the first place was to catch fish. Their plan was simple: put some fish meat on the hook and maybe catch a few small fish for the family. They dropped the line to the bottom, then held it and waited for a tug. As soon as they felt something, Rakuri hooked a fish. He skillfully reeled it in with quick, smooth movements. You could tell that without at least 3 years of experience, it would be impossible to do it that smoothly. The other two brothers weren't far behind, and soon all 3 of them had fish on their lines at the same time. It was fun to watch, and I couldn't help but admire their skill. Within 2 minutes, they had brought up 3 fish, each around half a kilo, with rocky scales. In some places, finding a fishing spot like this would be a well-kept secret, but these guys weren't impressed. They weren't happy with such small fish, so they put the fish meat back on the hooks and threw the second one in. It didn't take long before they had another fish. This time, it was a grouper about half a kilo. Every time they dropped the line, another fish bit. Normally that would be enough to make anyone happy, but they still weren't satisfied. The problem was that these small fish wouldn't sell for much locally. Plus, the fish had been attacked by a larger one, and their bodies were damaged. It looked like there was a big fight going on underwater. So, they decided to just leave the small fish there and put them back in the water, throwing a large rock onto the hook instead. Now the big question was, what would they catch with a half-kilo rock as bait? While they waited for something bigger to bite, they kept catching smaller fish. Rakuri hooked another fish but hadn't taken the hook out yet. Suddenly the line was yanked hard down into the water. He quickly grabbed the reel and started pulling, but the force from the other end was impossible to overcome. A fish that could swallow a half-kilo grouper wasn't going to give up easily. Kurila quickly stepped in to help. Even though he was pulling with just his hands, he wasn't about to give up on pulling in the big fish. After struggling for almost 10 minutes, a massive figure finally surfaced. It was a big spotted tigerfish, around 7 or 8 kilos. The fish kept thrashing around in an attempt to escape the hook, but it was too late. The hook was firmly lodged in its mouth. Catching a fish this big could be worth thousands. It was a real transformation, turning a bicycle into a motorcycle.